all these will be discussed today. We have two powerful speakers, powerful trainers. One is the first half will be handled by Lion M. nagaRAJU, who is certified Lions Certified Instructor Program. That is the highest qualification in Lions International. He is certified. He is the former principal of a postgraduate college in Hyderabad, and now he serves as a trainer of teachers. He is a Lion since 1984, 2 years senior to me in Lionism in service. And he is a life member of Lions International. His home district is 320D, that is Hyderabad. If you simply say some number, Lions cannot digest where this, in which part of the earth 320D is. So he is from Hyderabad, recipient of 4 times international presidential medals and 4 times international leadership medals. I have met him in the recent couple of years back. Of course, he was in Kerala about 2 weeks back as a faculty member for our RLLI, and there had been very good response from 57 participants from the different parts of Kerala state. And I should really congratulate, that is his first maiden visit to Kerala, and the delegates were extremely happy. I have immense pleasure to present before this audience my good friend, very senior Lion, and a very good trainer, Lion M. nagaRAJU.
Thank you, sir.
The second presenter I will present little later. He is already present here. Lion Dr. Jivanta Pereira from Sri Lanka, but I will introduce him before his session starts. So the floor is yours. Over to Lion nagaRAJU.
Thank you very much, sir. Thanks a lot for that very wonderful introduction, and also thank you for the wonderful hospitality that I enjoyed recently when I was in Kerala. That was a very memorable experience for me. Like PID Murugan has already said, this was my maiden opportunity in multiple district 318. I thoroughly enjoyed it. Thank you very much, sir. And thank you all the Lions who are here from Kerala. So moving on to my presentation, let me just take a few seconds to share my screen. One moment. Yeah, good evening, friends. This is a presentation on GMT Toolboxes and Resources. I don't know why the International Association called it toolboxes. Actually, I consider it gift boxes, because everything that comes in the form of a tool is a wonderful gift that's given to us, and everything comes in the form of a beautifully packed, beautifully organized, very systematically presented data tool that is readily available to us and extremely useful to us. Each of these resources is really very useful to all those who are holding various positions at the club level, district level, and at various other levels too. So what are these toolboxes or gift boxes, and then how do they come, and then how do I access them is the focus of my presentation today. The next 35 minutes to 40 minutes, I'm going to talk to you about these toolboxes and resources. Let me just begin by telling you that there are lots of toolboxes here available to us on lionsclubs.org, available to everybody irrespective of your position. As long as you are a Lion, as long as you have a membership ID, you have access to almost all these toolboxes. So the first 3 that you see on the screen in bold letters are what I am going to do. That is Membership Reports Toolbox, Membership Growth Events Toolbox, and the third one is New Club Development Guide. And the other links that you see on the screen are going to be done by my good friend, my ELLI colleague, Jivanta, and we'll wait for them after my presentation is over. So the first 3 links are what we are going to do now. Let me begin with the first one, Membership Reports Toolbox. I think all of them are, I mean, when you see the names, you understand what they are. it's not very difficult to interpret them. Let me just go to the first one, Membership Reports Toolbox. Membership Reports Toolbox has actually multiple tools there. It's actually a box of tools. Many tools are there. So what tools are there? There are all these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 tools are there. So what are these tools? One is 5-year trend report, and the second one is club district health assessment. The third one is cumulative report. The fourth one is membership register report. The next one is summary of membership and specialty clubs report. And finally, we have insights. All these 7 tools, as I told you, are available to all of us, all the Lions from all over the world, except insights where there are some limitations. I'll come to that a little later. So each one of these tools, as I've already explained to you, is extremely useful to us, especially for those who are in charge of membership related responsibilities, the club GMT, the district GMT, the multiple district GMT, etc., etc. All these people who are given very important responsibility of taking care of the membership of the association will greatly benefit by using these tools. It does not mean that you don't know about them. Most of you perhaps already familiar with these tools, but still there are lots of things that are offered every day. New ones are offered and old ones get updated, and some of us perhaps did not have enough time to go through them, and this is some kind of a refresher for all of us. And let's see each one of these tools. This is not a workshop, this is a presentation. That's why there may not be much interaction between us, but still feel free to post any questions, comments, suggestions while I am talking to you in the chat box. And if I can see them immediately, I'll try to respond. Otherwise, we'll devote some time to discuss your questions towards the end of my presentation. The first report again, as the name indicates, 5-year trend report, 5-year trend. So what's happening over the last 5 years is what this tool tells us. Let's see this tool. I have taken a screenshot already because I was not very sure if Wi-Fi would be good to show you live. But anyway, the screenshot does equally good. Let me see this. So in case somebody asks a question about how has your district been doing over the last 5 years. 5 years not from today. 5 years before 2020, 5 years before 2015, 5 years before 2014. It can be any year in the past. The last 15 years, we have records. And then in case you want to see what happened before 2014, 5 years before 2014, there is record available to us. I think that's wonderful, no? I'm sure everyone would like to have a historical idea, historical report of what happened to our districts during those years. What is there in this data? What is there in this report? I think it's very, very obvious. I think you go to any one of these years, starting from 2012 or much before also, I think, because it depends on in which year your district got created, and also the data that has already been available in the digital format. Maybe before 2005, 2006, I think perhaps the digital data was not available, and then maybe that is not included, but starting from 2010 or 2008, I think, I'm not very sure. So data is available. So what do you see here? Once you go to the year and the month of your choice, you see here data presented in the form of, trend during the 5 years comparatively, what happened with the new clubs, what happened with new members, what happened with charter members, how many charter members were invited into your district, for instance, in 2011, right? Like that, you have data relating to 5 years on all these parameters. Not only this data is presented in a tabular form, luckily for us, and also very impressively, we also have beautiful graphical presentations of the data. So, for instance, the last 5 years, how were the clubs? How many clubs were opened, how many members were invited, and how many members we have lost, how many clubs were closed, etc. And even gender comparison, membership comparison. A lot of such data is available to tell us, to give us the trend that's happening. How do trends help us? Somebody was talking about the cyclone before the program began. So cyclone, the meteorology department, for instance, works on the basis of trends. So if you see what happened over the last 5, 10, 15, 20 years, you know what's happening in what period. For instance, during Diwali period, what happens during November, December in Lionism. So some kinds of things happen. And similarly in June, July, a few other kinds of things happen. In maybe again, when the new year begins in July, something else happens. So what are these trends? And what is happening? Based on that, maybe we can take some preventive measures, we can be proactive, and we can use the right tools to help ourselves. So that's the idea of giving us this trend report, 5-year trend report. I think you're all clear about that. So the 5-year trend gives us an analysis of the clubs and members district-wise. So for your district, what is the data that's available? You can access if you are a GMT district coordinator, if you are a GMT club coordinator, or if you are working with the membership department at any other level. I think this is wonderful data that's available to you. The second toolbox that's included in this is the club and district health assessment. Beautifully named. I like that name, health assessment. Like individuals have health reports, clubs also can have health reports. Let's see what this report tells us. The club health report, I think, is perhaps the most useful report that anybody can lay hands on. Why is it so? It's because it tells you everything proactively, on various parameters. For instance, what are the clubs in your district which have less than 20 members? That's shown in red in the first column. You might see one of the columns here. This column says, oh, here is a club that has less than 20 members. So that's it. Perhaps it could be a sign of weakness. If a club is less than 20 members, it's economically not viable. It may not be, the meetings may not be very interesting. It may have, throw up some of the problems. So in case we know what are the clubs that are less than 20, so we can work on them and we can approach them and we can help them build their membership. Similarly, it gives lots of other data, not only about membership, it also tells you whether a certain club is sending reports or not, how long they have not sent reports, what was the last report that they sent. Suppose a club has not sent reports for the last 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, 5 months, what does it mean? That means the club is likely to go very weak and then soon it may even get closed. So it helps us focus our attention to that club and then maybe take measures to strengthen it, revive it, rebuild it, whatever. Similarly, this statement also tells us what are the clubs shown in red here, which have dues outstanding for a very long time, 30 days, 60 days, 90 days, 120 days, dues unpaid. So that is a certain sign of weakness of a club and then it needs immediate attention. It again is the responsibility of the global membership team members and of course the other leaders, the district cabinet treasurer, the district governor team, whoever is responsible for that, the region chairpersons, the zone chairpersons. And because we have access to this, all of us can share this document, show, and then every month, every 15 days, every week, we can have our hands laid on this and then we can utilize this document for building the clubs stronger. And one more important information this assessment document gives us is about the repetition of the club presidents. So if a club has a president repeatedly performing the same role, suppose some club is electing the same president for 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, sometimes in some cases in 10 years, the same president. So it again shows that the leadership is not built, the second level leadership is lacking, and the same person is playing the same role. So it could be a sign of weakness, it could be a sign of something else. So we can study that and then we can approach that. And this statement also tells us about the donations that have been, if you see the last column here, the donations that have been made to LCIF, Lions Clubs International Foundation. So club-wise, we get this data and this is updated every month. And in case you're not getting this statement directly from Lions Clubs International on your mail, you can write to the department and you can ask yourself to be included in the mailing list. But you don't need to do that. Actually, you can access it online anytime. So that is what this club health assessment is. And that's why I told you this is one of the most essential, most useful, and most helpful tool that we have access to. The third tool that I would like to talk about is the cumulative report. Cumulative, the meaning of the word is summing up, total for a district. So what is this cumulative report? It's a summary of club membership. So what does it tell us? The district summary for a fiscal year. For instance, starting from July 1st this year, 2021, what has been happening? till this moment. So this is again updated at the end of the month. And so for the last 7 months, 6 months, 4 months, whatever, for that period, starting July 1st, always starting from July 1st. So this gives you lots of data again, district-wise. So these are the various districts, and then district-wise, you can go to your own district and you can see how many clubs we began with, how many members we began with, how many members have we lost this year, how many clubs we have gained this year, and how many new clubs are opened this year, and what is the final gain, loss, status, etc. So this is the last column, tells us total membership and gain or loss. So a quick look at it tells us that we are losing members, we are gaining members, so much of progress has been done. This is the place where we need attention. This document helps, leaders at a higher level, council chairpersons, area leaders, and constitutional area leaders. This document helps them to see the trend and also to make notes about the progress that we've been making in terms of membership growth. And this is useful to others also, as I already told you. Let me go back to this slide. Then if you want data not about the district, not about the higher level, but about the club. At the club level, what's happening? Is membership growing? Then what's the membership count? What is the last reporting date, etc., etc. You can use this fourth tool. The fourth tool is membership figures, which is called a register report. Membership register report. Don't be misled by that title, membership register report. It is actually a report of the membership figures as of the month end, every month. So it is updated again at the month end, and it tells you, for instance, each club in your district. This is a report which I extracted from the website yesterday morning. Not even yesterday, I think yesterday night. So I saw this report, and then it gives the names of the clubs and also the status of the club. The last report, so I think this is a very important indicator, especially if you are a GMA, GLA, if you are a GMT coordinator of your district. I think this tells you whether the club has been sending reports or not. And the membership details. So the new members, the reinstated members, the transfer members, and drops. So how many members we have lost during this month. And finally, the closing figures. So this is again an extremely useful tool, because one single document gives you information about the entire district. Suppose you have to go to the cabinet meeting tomorrow and make a presentation. You don't have to ask 10 region chairpersons in your district, or 100 clubs you need not call. This document you can just download and you can carry it with you, and you can make a beautiful presentation. It gives you consolidated figures also for the district. So every data item that you need to make a report, to make a presentation, to pay attention to give additional support to them is available to you in tools like this. I think every one of us benefits from using this report, this tool. Then there is another tool called Speciality Clubs Report. I don't want to show it to you to save time, but what it does, I'm sorry, before that, there is a summary of membership. What is the summary of membership? Summary is, again, I think PID Murugan was telling you about the women members, about the family members, about the mistakes sometimes inadvertently happen. PID Murugan was telling us, so some family member is reported as a head of the family, right? So some concession that's available to a family member is not gained. And the billing happens, and then we suddenly cry over that, and then nothing can be done on that. So to avoid that, we will have a constant watch over this, and we can see how many men members are there, how many women members are there, how many family units are there, how many family members are there, how many student members are there, how many Leo Lions are there, how many young adults are. All this data helps us check the billing. I think if you are the a global membership team leader of your district, for instance, if you are the GMT of your district, I think this is a very, very useful tool, because many clubs may call you and they ask you why this bill has happened like this, why are they billed wrong or right or whatever. And in case you need to answer their questions, you can directly check this, and then you can tell them, oh, this is the status. So many family members are there. So many members deserve, or maybe they have been given some kind of incentive. So what is the breakup of the membership, gender-wise, type-wise, etc. This is a very, very helpful tool again. So every membership-related position demands, needs this, and then in case you have it on your hand, you can help the clubs, you can help the district, and you can help yourself. So this, as I told you already, this gives you breakup of the membership type-wise and gender-wise. What are the types? The types are Leo Lion members, family members, and young adult members, student members, etc. Because the billing structure is slightly different for each category, this helps us go through that. Then I was telling you about the Speciality Clubs report. Speciality Clubs report is nothing but a listing of all the specialty clubs all over the world. So this helps in one way, at least. In case we have a list of all the specialty clubs in the world, we know what are the various categories. So under what special mentions, under what special categories we can open new clubs, what are the various ideas others are working on to create new clubs. So if you just take a look at that, I think it will certainly help you, especially if you are considering opening specialty clubs. And the last one, perhaps in my opinion, is the most important tool available to us in this reports toolbox. This is called the Insights. I was telling you that while all the other first 6 reports are available to all of us, irrespective of our position, Insights, of course, is available to us depending on the position that we hold. Some data may not be available to everyone. It depends on the position that we hold and also, the level at which we are working. But most information even here is available to all of us. This is some kind of a dashboard. So like the dashboard where everything, like the home page. So every information that you need, statistical information is available to us relating to trends, donations, etc., etc., etc. This is how it looks. This is a screenshot again I took this morning. This is updated every minute. Unlike the other reports, which usually are updated month end, so they are monthly reports. But Insights is a dynamic report. Every day, every hour, every minute, it's automatically getting updated. I don't know how much money Lions Clubs International invested in creating these tools for us and then creating, spending so much money on software that dynamically works on this, but they have done a wonderful work. When we joined Lionism, Dr. Lion Murugan was telling us that he's for nearly 35-year-old Lion. I think some of us have been in Lionism for a very long time, and we know how difficult it was to get data. So when we sent a report, which always used to be physical, it used to be posted, right? And to send a report to America, there was no Mumbai office then. So, or maybe even if Mumbai office there, we had to send reports directly to America. So how long it took and then how difficult it was to consolidate those reports physically, you can imagine. But now, luckily, so everything, the moment you have reported something, it automatically gets updated in Insights, and you have the tool available here, all statistical data. See, there are so many various ways in which this data can be accessed. And this is area-wise, this is district-wise, this is club-wise. You can choose what level do you want this information. This information is about membership, about service activities, about donations, about clubs, etc. If you just take a quick look at this, for instance, this slide, this graph that you see here, this talks about the total membership, constitutional area-wise. I'm sure you know that there are 8 constitutional areas, and I'm sure you also know the name of our constitutional area. You might know that we all are in ISAME. So ISAME, I think we have 0.38 million members as on today, the first one. So we are the largest constitutional area in the world. 0.3 million is nearly 4 lakhs out of 14 lakh members in the world. 4 lakh members are in ISAME. So I am sure we are all proud of that, and then we will continue further growing. Similarly, there are lots of other data that's available to us, and we can utilize this to, again, make presentations and also know and also help clubs, help districts, etc. I'll just check if my Wi-Fi is working fast enough to just see the same thing dynamically. Please wait for a few seconds. Yeah, wonderful. It's working. So this is how you access that. So this is what you see in a matter of a few seconds. And this can be accessed any moment by all the lines, but maybe some information may not be available to, the same information may not be available to everyone. Okay, so I was telling you about the summary. I was also telling you about the membership. For instance, if you look at the membership data, for instance. So, I mean, again, constitutional area-wise, you can choose district-wise, you can choose multiple district-wise, district-wise. So these are the trends, and then these are the figures. Donations, for instance. I was telling you that we must be very proud of being the largest constitutional area. But when it comes to donations, I think we are not doing really well. The figures tell us that India and ISAME is not donated much, whereas OSEAL, Orient and South Asia has done, I think, maybe 20 times, 30 times more than we have done. Anyway, I think these are figures that are available to us. You can access Campaign 100 data also in this Campaign 100. So how many $300 million we wanted to collect, and then how much is collected at this minute. So right now, how many model clubs are there, how many major donors are there, how many lead donors are there. I think you know the difference, and how much has been received in cash already, how much is pledged and is yet to be received. I think in case you are working for LCIF, or if you are a membership related leader, but you would like to make a presentation about these donations and grants and other things, I think this data will be extremely useful to you. I was telling you that we are here somewhere, ISAME. So we are the fourth largest Campaign 100 donors. Compared to OCL, I think we have done very little. Even this little also, part of it is pledged. This dark color that you see on the screen is a pledge, and the rest of the light blue color is the cash received. Whereas in most other constitutional areas, nearly 100% of the donation has already been made in cash. Anyway, this may not be directly relevant to my presentation today, but I'm just telling you that this here is information that's available to all of us. And in case we use it, we'll be greatly benefited. Okay, so coming back to this. So I was telling you that Insights is a very, very, very useful tool available to all of us. And in case we have any data needed for instant use on the spot, we can directly go to the website and download that. So that's where we stop with the membership reports toolbox. I told you this was my first assignment. Then, because I'm also asked to speak about the membership growth events toolbox. So what's this? Let's see. So the second part of my presentation. So this membership growth events toolbox, again, there are lots of tools here. What are these tools? The first and the most important tool is membership growth event presentation. Maybe you may stop for a minute and ask yourself, in case you are invited to make a presentation, all of a sudden, suddenly the governor tells you, okay, tomorrow there is a request from certain club, and then they want to open a new club in their vicinity, and then please go and address them. So what will you do? Maybe because you don't have a ready-made PowerPoint slideshow, maybe you have to ask somebody, or maybe you have to search around, and then you have to create your own, which takes a lot of time. But luckily, Lions Clubs International has made it very simple for us. So I'll just click here and see if this PowerPoint slideshow we can see. In case we can see it, I think I'll just run through it in half a minute. So yeah, that's good. So these are the slides. So membership growth event. So this slideshow is available to every one of us. How wonderful that is. So you don't need to do anything. All that you need to do is just take this and then take this with you and then make a presentation. Even if the governor tells you it's in the evening today or it's within an hour, all that you need to do is you can just directly use this slideshow, which is again regularly updated and then is readily available to us. So this is a presentation all of you can lay hands on, all of you can use in case you are invited to. Even if you are not invited to speak, in case you want to know what exactly are the contents that you can focus on in case of a presentation that you need to make, I think this is a wonderful tool. Then I think the other four tools we can see together. One is membership satisfaction guide, and the next is a club quality initiative. I think most of you know about this so much. Every day we hear about this from somebody or other. A blueprint for a stronger club and your club, your way. Let's see them in the next slide. So these are the four tools available to all of us again. These are text tools. So they are manuals actually. So these 4 manuals again are available to us. Suppose I want to undertake a membership satisfaction survey in my own club or in some other club. How do I do that? Very simple. I just download this and then there is a survey form there. I administer that survey and then I gather data, I analyze, and what kind of improvements do I need to make to the quality of my club performance so that my club functions better. How wonderful that is, right? The survey is ready-made, the manual is ready-made, and everything is there. In fact, it is so very easy. Lions Clubs International actually spoon feeds us. We hardly do have to do anything. Everything is available, ready-made. You just ask for it, it's there. So membership satisfaction is one guide that's available to us. The second manual that's available to us, Club Quality Initiative. My home club conducted Club Quality Initiative some 2-3 years ago, and we found this extremely useful to us. And it benefited us because we made a very clear, very careful analysis of the data that we found from there. I think it benefited us a great deal. Similarly, there is a blueprint for a stronger club. How can we make a club a stronger club? So blueprint is a planning, a plan of action. So what steps do you take to make a club stronger is what you do here. Then your club, your way, so suiting the needs of the modern younger community and with the kind of responsibilities that we have with a global scenario changing, with lots of things happening around. Lions Clubs International has made some changes, some basic changes to the structure and also the facilities and also the meetings, the service activities that we organize, etc., etc. All that's explained in your club, your way. So tomorrow onwards, you don't need to ask anybody what is this, and you can access it on your own, and everybody must go through them and everybody must have it ready. I think we can think of a very small assignment at this point, but the assignment is very simple. Go through any one of these 4 manuals today night or tomorrow morning and take a screenshot of any one page of these 4 manuals, and please post it in that Ahmedabad Conclave Delegates group. In case you're not a member of that group, please send it to me. I'll give you my number. So this is the assignment. So just all that you need to do is visit any one of the 4 manuals, take a screenshot of any one of the pages and post it to me. Right. So the last part of my presentation is about the material that's available. If you want to organize an event, there is a checklist ready, there is an agenda ready, there is an invitation letter ready, there is a blank Excel sheet ready to grab gather data and even follow-up responses. If somebody says yes, what do you do? If somebody says no, what do you do? How do you write a letter? Because if somebody says, oh, I can't write a good letter, there is a letter ready-made here, right? And I don't know how to invite somebody into the club. So there is a ready-made letter here. I don't know what is the agenda. Lots of calls I receive very frequently, and they ask me, sir, what is the agenda for this program? So there are tools like this available to you all over, and then you can utilize them. I'm sure you benefit from them, right? So this is another tool that's available to us, New Club Development Guide. I told you this is the third part of my presentation, and a New Club Development Guide again comes to you in the form of a textual resource which you can lay your hands on and use it. Then there are lots of video tools available. What are these video tools? So if you go to, there is a link here. I think you can see this in blue here in my screen. So if you go here, there are thousands of video tools that can be directly used either from the website directly, or you can download and keep them with you and take them with you, and then you can incorporate them, embed them in your presentations, and I'm sure you will make your presentations much more impressive with them. So what I'll do is, to save time again, I think it's already 7:40, maybe I'll finish in the next 2-3 minutes so that we'll have some time for questions. What I'll do is I'll play all of them together. Please watch them. It's only 30-40 seconds, that's all.
Belleville Lions Club is always looking for new members from all walks of life within our community. Everybody brings their own ideas, and from that we get the best ones to help the community.
So these are the maybe I'll stop it. These are some samples of the videos that you have. There are actually, as I told you, there are thousands of them. You can use any number of them for whatever purpose, depending on the assignment that you've got. You can download the right ones. What we do in our home district 320D is whenever we have a program, we dedicate the first 15 minutes to show some of these videos. So we have a fixed time. We print it to the card itself. So 7 o'clock to 7:15, Lions video, 7:15, the program begins. In 320D or home district, we have a tradition of starting meetings right on time. Today, I saw it with the PID Murugan also. He did not want to wait even for 1 minute. 7 o'clock, he said, we'll start. So like that, we also in our district have that habit of starting on time. And we dedicate a little time before to show videos like this. So these videos are extremely useful. Some of them starting from 20-30 seconds to hour-long programs. Again, as I told you, depending on what purpose do you like to achieve by showing these videos, you can download them and you can use them. Maybe before I close my presentation, I just would like to give you a second assignment. I'm sorry if I'm troubling you. The second assignment is maybe, I don't know if you've seen this video. This is a 25-second video.
Your Belleville Lions Club is always looking for new members from all walks of life.
Stop this. This is a 25-second video of a senior lion from a certain club inviting prospective members. So those who would like to join our club, please let me know. That's all he said. Now, I would like every one of you who is here, there are about 70 people here, all 70 of you to create a half-minute video, 1 minute video, or maximum, a little longer is okay, but maybe about 1 minute video. You also can invite members into your club. And after you create that 1 minute video, what can you do? Maybe you have that WhatsApp on your phone, and then there are some Lions groups, there are some non-Lions groups. I think anybody on the phone will have maybe about 5 to 10 Lions groups and maybe 20 to 30 non-Lions groups. What you can do is you can create a 1 minute video inviting people to join your club, and you can post it in non-Lions groups. Even if you receive one request from somebody to become a member, I think that will be a great achievement. Very recently, maybe 2 years ago, I just saw an inquiry on the Lions website about somebody who wanted to know more about Lionism. Immediately, I called him and then I checked up with him, and then I realized that he was interested. I oriented him, I indoctrinated him, and I found out which was the nearest club to him. And then I suggested that club. I think the member who invited him to Lionism also is attending this program, Praveen. So that member became a very good member. So in case we create such short videos, I think they'll help us in different ways. So this is my my mail address and also my telephone number. I asked you to send a screenshot of that manual to me in case you're not coming to Ahmedabad. If you are coming to Ahmedabad, post it there. If you're not coming to Ahmedabad, post it to me. That's where I stop. Thank you very much. I'm sorry if I've gone really very fast. I wanted to finish my task in that given time. So you can always feel free to ask me if you have any other questions. And you can also send me your comments on this. And now is time for your questions. I'll stop sharing now. Right. I think I'll allow you to unmute yourself.
Thank you. Thank you, Lion nagaRAJU. This is PID Murugan.
Sir.
You finished in exactly 40 minutes. Very good presentation. If there are any questions from anyone, you can please raise your hand in the chat box so that you can be unmuted and you can ask. Of course, compliments are most welcome. You can send compliments, but if you have anything for clarification, you can raise your hand in the chat box. We will wait for a minute and then I will be introducing the next person. Lion nagaRAJU, I think there are no questions.
Thank you. No issues. You can call me later also. You can write your questions to me.